It's Mattress Firm's best sale of the year, Labor Day sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable mattress sets from Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, and Sealy. Plus, get up to a $300 instant.
Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Sign up today for an internet service monthly rate with peace of mind.
Celebrate 30 years of Weezer's iconic Blue album when they take over the XL Energy Center on Wednesday, September 4th. Hear all of their iconic hits when they play their debut album in full alongside special guests The Flaming Lips and Dinosaur Jr. Tickets are still available for this can't-miss show. Find out how you can get yours at KFAN.com, keyword calendar. But caller 13 right now will win your way in with a pair of tickets. Call 800-320-5326. By the way, the Power Hour is live thanks to our friends at Quantum Fiber.
KFAN.com/watch. That's right.
Nailed
Welcome
it.
back. Power Trip Morning Show here where it's 8:01. And you're going to want to turn on KFAN.com/watch right now because we have a very, very special guest sitting in the queue. I see him down there. He's right there. Zacho, are we set to do this? There he is.
Hey, there he is.
Hold on. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey.
Chef Reactions in the house on the Power.
I'm
Morning
good.
Show.
You have a guest. I wouldn't say it's special, but you definitely have a guest.
Oh man, you have an NBA Jam machine
Oh,
behind
man.
you.
I do.
Go back to that, Zacho. Oh, my gosh. What's the game beside it?
That's
Simpsons.
Simpsons Arcade, yeah.
My gosh.
Oh man,
All
That's
time.
a dream.
All time.
super cool. All right, so for those of you who let's set this up. If you don't follow Chef Reactions on social media, you're missing out. Number one. Absolutely hilarious. He's going to be on the Power Trip Morning Show this Saturday as well at 6 o'clock at the Minnesota State Fair. I found you a handful of months ago, and I want to know how often you hear a story like this. I still don't know your real name. I don't know your background. I don't know your chef history, your cooking history.
Yeah.
I just fell in love with the content. Do you hear that all the time, that people just found you and don't know anything about you but just love what you do?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, nobody really knows anything about me, and that's kind of by design. If you've watched my videos, you know I take care of my 90-year-old grandmother. She lives with me, or I live with her, depending on how you want to quantify that one. And the internet's a strange and weird place. And she, a 90-year-old woman, innocent woman, gets threats from strangers on the internet. So as a result, I'm very careful about what I put out there. It's more for her. It's not for me. I can take care of myself, but it's more for, I don't want to bring her any more heartache than she's already had. So that's not to be a buzzkill at 8 o'clock in the morning, huh?
So 121,000 viewers on YouTube or subscribers on YouTube, 3.6 million on TikTok, 400,000 on Twitter. How did this happen? When did you know that you had something, and how did you get this thing started?
Well, I had a dishwasher that worked for me. I was a professional chef, believe it or not. Haters can suck on that. I was a professional chef. And I had a dishwasher that worked for me, a young lady. She was about 20 years old. And she came in one day and she said, "Chef, check this out. I had a video go viral on TikTok." I'm like, all right, let's see what it is. And it was literally the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in my life. She was just running around the woods saying stuff. I don't even remember what she was saying on repeat, but she just kept repeating the same thing over and over again in the woods. It looked like the Blair Witch Project. So I said, okay, I guess anybody can get a 1.5 million views on TikTok. So I bet her, I said, okay, if I can do it within 2 weeks, you get the day off with pay. If I don't do it, if I don't do it within 2 weeks, you get the day off with pay. If I do it, then you work for me for free for the day. So it was on like that. And I started posting reaction videos. I think half of it's the name, I think, Chef Reactions. I think that it's just like a catchy name. I'm a chef. I do reactions. So it kind of stuck. And then, yeah, I mean, I wish I could take credit for it being clever, but it was just there. I'm like, I'm a chef and I do reactions. So it was just kind of a thing. And then like within a couple weeks, I had a video with 1.5 million views.
Wow.
Within a month, I was at 50,000 followers. Within 3 months, I was at 1 million followers. And the train has just kept on rolling since then. And now I'm coming to Minnesota.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. About a month ago or so on social, you basically said, hey, what state fair should I go to? And you got flooded with people begging you to come to the Minnesota State Fair. So how did that happen? And when did you finally make the decision that this was the spot?
Yeah, I wanted to go to a state fair this year for my YouTube channel, and as I said, I take care of grandma, so my travel schedule is kind of limited. I'm kind of I work around when I have some help to kind of step in and take care of her. So um, timing just kind of aligned that Minnesota was the one to go to, and like you said, literally everybody said you have to go to the Minnesota State Fair. Like there were others, but not the voices were not as loud as you find Minnesotans. I have to say that the pride that you all showed in the State Fair is what convinced me to come down. And then once I said I was coming down, like the reaction has just been, pardon the pun, but the reaction has just been incredible. Like I've been blown away by both of the Twin Cities.
What kind of content are you going to shoot when you're at the state fair other than being on with this show?
So I'm just gonna do my YouTube stuff, which is more food reviews. Gonna try as much food as I possibly can in at the Minnesota State Fair. I'm also gonna do a video where I kind of highlight the food scene in Minnesota and St. Paul as much as I can. I'm only there for a couple days, so I got to cram as much stuff in as I possibly can in order to fully highlight the cities as best I can for somebody who's never been.
And for somebody who has a chef background, you know you're going to a state fair with state fair type foods. Like you're not expecting to find these wonderful culinary masterpieces.
No. Look, there's a place in this world for deep fried ranch just as much as there is for foie gras. You know what I mean? Like there's life is all about balance. And even though I am a chef, I am classically trained. I have a pretty good palate. I also have what's referred to as a dumpster palate, meaning that like I'll pretty much eat anything. Like if you see my videos at the end of them, I rate them out of 10, and then I say whether or not I would try them. And every time it's a legitimate, honest answer. I would try. I'm like Mikey from the Life commercials. I don't know how old your audience skews, but I'll try pretty much anything. Like the worst that can happen is I won't like it. You know, I mean that's the worst for me.
Do you have a crew that travels with you? Or
no, it's just me and my wife. My wife does
That's
all
it?
my she does all my videography work. She does all my editing. I'm kind of a dummy when it comes to the technical side of pretty much anything. So I just talk, and she can handle the rest for me.
Man, that's cool.
You also talk though without pre-watching the videos, correct? Isn't that I think that's mainly why people love you, right? It feels like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but you're reacting live, and people appreciate how quick your jokes are and your comments are without pre-watching it.
Yeah, I mean, it only took 41 years for people to not mind me being a smartass. Usually, it's always gotten me in trouble. But yeah, it's first time. I've never watched the video before ever. If I mess up in the middle, like I start stuttering or stammering or whatever, which I tend to do, I just delete it and move on to the next one. I never pre-watch or rewatch any of the videos.
Super cool.
So I'm going to guess with this kind of traction, this many views, you're being approached by all kinds of people looking to make your career more national and put you on some sort of network or something like that. Have there been any interesting offers coming your way?
Yes and no. Like all this stuff is very new to me, right? Like I never started. I've been doing it now for 2.5 years, full time now for about a year and change, since I've been able to leave the kitchens. But I just kind of take it day by day. I don't tend to look too far into the future with this kind of stuff. Like as far as I like every video I post, I think it's going to be the last one that anybody enjoys watching, and I think that's the mentality that I need to keep. I don't like to. Thinking too far ahead is the first step towards disappointment. So I'm trying not to be too disappointed, and just trying to take all the opportunities that come with me as they go, and not let it get to my head or think that I'm owed anything that I'm not or anything. Like I'm just a dude who makes videos, and I'm very lucky that for whatever reason people have taken on to it, and it's granted me opportunities like being here on the show and chatting with you guys on Saturday. I'm throwing out a first pitch at the St. Paul Saints game on Thursday. Nice. So that's 7:07 is the first pitch there. So grab your tickets if you haven't already.
Saintsbaseball.com.
Saintsbaseball.com. That's a plug. So yeah, I'm just there are some opportunities, but nothing that I'm really crazy about. I'm just trying to take care of my family and make some content, make some people laugh, and whatever happens.
Are you going to do some research? Do you have a variety of foods at the state fair? Or are you getting suggestions because you literally could eat something different from morning until it closes at midnight?
Yeah.
We
try to do that.
A lot of it on a stick.
That's kind of everything's on a stick. That's kind of the plan, is to just kind of go in there blind. I tend not to do research for two reasons. One, it requires work, and I'm just not crazy about that.
Brilliant.
And two, I just want an authentic reaction to kind of what. Every time I say it, I feel like the TM little logo needs to pop up. But I just want to be authentic and just try things as they come to me. I do have a bunch of vendors. They reached out and they've arranged to have me sample their wares, but I don't know who and I don't know when, and I'm just kind of going in blind, which is usually the best way to get a genuine reaction. Trademark.
I saw you also ask for restaurant recommendations while you were in town, right? Not just the Minnesota State Fair. I'm sure you got flooded with a whole bunch of recommendations from our friend Gavin Kaysen, because he's got a lot of the top restaurants in Minnesota. Did you have a list of restaurants you're willing to admit to where you're headed this weekend?
I have a couple, but I'd much rather wait until it drops on the YouTube channel so I can tease it. I will be getting a Juicy Lucy though.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
However, I will not be saying where.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Got it.
I know you say you don't.
It's very controversial. I've been told so many different places to get the Juicy Lucy. So I'm really going for the rage bait on this one. I'm really
Brilliant.
If you don't do a lot of research and prep work, are you aware of what this radio show is like and what its listeners are like and what kind of a crowd you might be walking into on Saturday?
In the few minutes that I've been here, I've kind of gathered a little bit. I would say no, that's okay. Look, I am. I think it's my kind of people, to be honest with you. Like I'm a chef. I wasn't a Michelin star chef. You know what I mean? Like just it's a trade at the end of the day. I cooked food for people and I made money doing it. Like I was not a James Beard winner. I was not doing 25-course tasting menus. I was just a regular guy working at regular restaurants for regular people. And I've always the Midwestern approach to life is kind of the way I like to approach life, is just be good to other people, be nice to other people. They'll be nice to you. Have a little fun doing it. So I'm ready for it. I'm good to go. And you know what? Ever since I said I was going to be on the show, I never knew that there was such a large intersection of my fans and K fans.
Yeah, right.
Fans.
They actually brought you to us, to be honest with you. For me, anyway. I mean, that's the way I found out about you. I'm not speaking for these guys, but our fans are huge fans of yours. So it's a good intersection there.
It's like I said, the reaction, the response from everybody in Minnesota has been a little overwhelming. Like, again, I'm just a guy who lives in his grandma's basement, and I make videos, and like I was in a couple of newspapers and articles, and now I'm here, and I'm just really excited to feel that Midwestern hospitality in real life, because I felt it. Like, I get comments every single day. When are you going to be at the fair? What are you having at the fair? What's going on at the fair? I'm really excited. And I've been sick the last 2 days. So I've been like, I've tested, I'm good. But I've been like purposely resting more than I would. Like, no, I'm the type that kind of pushes myself a little bit more than anybody should when they're sick. That's just from being in kitchens. But I've been like, just pumping the vitamin C. I'm like, I have to feel better. So as soon as this call's over, I'm going right back to bed, and I'm going to be in tip-top shape by the time I come this weekend.
So you joked a couple minutes ago about the trademark bit. Your kind of signature sign-off phrase is 10 out of 10 would try. Mm-hmm. Do you not have that trademarked yet, or is that in the process? You got to get some of these things trademarked.
No, like, look, I didn't invent rating things out of 10. I didn't invent doing reaction videos. I'm not the first person to react to cooking videos. I'm not the first or last person to rate things out of 10. That would be like LeBron trying to trademark Taco Tuesday.
He did try.
Yeah, well said.
That did not work.
You know what I mean? Like, rating things out of 10 is ubiquitous. Anybody can do it. Like I encourage you to start a TikTok account rating foods out of 10. Like people are always like, what makes you an expert? I like food and I don't like crappy food, and I can rate things out of 10 and talking to my phone. Like literally that's it. I happen to work in restaurants, but I could have been a plumber and did the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I just have an opinion and I just talk about it. But yeah, no, I've not and will not try to trademark 10 out of 10 or any derivatives of that. No.
Right on. Okay, so a couple final minutes with Chef Reactions, and again, he's going to be with us at the State Fair 6 o'clock on Saturday before the Nate Bargatze show. We're there 5 to 7, but he's going to join us about 6. Anything specific you want to do with us at 6 o'clock on Saturday? Do you have ideas, or do you want us to be creative?
No, dude, I'm pretty much open to everything. Like let's
awesome.
Let's just have
I've
some
got a
fun.
signature dish that I'm excited to make for you.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm the only person I think in America perhaps that likes this dish as much as I do, and it involves cake and milk. That's all I'm going to throw at you. So be ready.
Is it hold on a second. That sounds like a milkshake. Like that sounds like a Portillo's milkshake.
You've already
from
heard
Chicago.
about it, then obviously.
Yeah, that's as long as it doesn't involve an aluminum pan, then we're
yeah.
good.
I assume you've heard of some of the stereotypical like tater tot, hot dish.
Hot dish. Yeah,
dish,
I've heard of hot dish. I'd like to try some hot dish when I'm there. I don't know if they'll be serving that at the fair. I did understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there's an all you can drink milk station.
Yes, that's been there for 50 years.
Awesome. Are there all you can crap porta potties nearby?
Yes, there are, and people
Good.
use them liberally. Let me tell you.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
What is your food kryptonite? Is there something that you just cannot stand? It doesn't matter how it's made?
Oh man, that's a good question. Like I don't like when pickles are hot.
Ooh.
If that makes sense. Most of my food things are textural, and like in my brain associates pickles with cold. So like fried pickles, or like anytime like pickles on a burger or something like that. Anytime a pickle is anything other than ice cold, I short circuit.
Well, don't go to the pickle stand at the fair.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's an actual just pickle stand, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Better believe it.
And they're deep fried with the cream cheese sauce. Am I right?
good.
Those are the ones. Oh, they're so
Let me
good.
tell you what's
But
good
they
at the
are
state
warm.
fair.
I like hot pickles.
Yeah, people have said that a lot about you. People love the deep fried Oreos as well, and the deep.
I've
fried,
had those before.
candy
Those
bars.
are mediocre. That's another thing. Keep in mind, and also let this be a warning to vendors that are going to be there. I'm going to try your stuff. I'm also going to be honest about how I feel about it. So.
That's what we expect.
sure.
We
That's
gotta
right.
have that. Absolutely.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we're all huge fans. We will see you Saturday. Thank you so much
I
for
have one
joining
more
us
question
today.
for
Oh, go
him.
ahead.
NBA Jam video game behind you. What team do you use to play on that game?
Chicago Bulls, Pippen, and Kukoc every single time.
Well, it's unbeatable.
Pippen and
Dan. You're
Kukoc?
unbeatable. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it like Jordan wanted a ridiculous amount of money? There was a reason why he wasn't in the game, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't license himself out to it. He did do that like Bulls versus Celtics game for like Sega back in the day.
Yeah.
But no, not in this one. So I'm also of Croatian descent. So my man Tony Kukoc, the Croatian sensation, draining
Brilliant.
threes
Yeah.
with that rainbow arc. Legend.
That's
Shout out
awesome.
Tony Kukoc.
Man, you're hilarious.
Sweet.
We'll see you Saturday night.
Thanks
Looking
for
forward
doing
to
this,
meeting you, man.
We
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and I look forward to meeting you all on Saturday.
Sounds
man.
good.
Thank
See you
you.
later.
At Chef Reactions, again, there's
That
3.6
That was
million TikTok
job, Zacho.
followers,
Let's hear it for Zacho.
400,000 on Twitter.
You think
Rosie, I'm telling you, you got to deep dive into this dude.
I will.
He is
I
so
looked him up.
funny. So funny.
Kind of begs the question: how many other chefs like him? He said he wasn't a Michelin chef. He wasn't.
Yeah.
How many others were thinking? Why didn't I think of that?
But you can tell when you're watching his videos. I think he's underselling his skill set because
He must be.
Correct.
You
He
have
is.
to be funny.
he's
yes.
very
Real quick.
detailed on how they're doing it. So it's not like he's just Sauce who likes food and can tell.
Right.
He's very specific about the way people use butter or do this
Yeah.
or do that. Like he's
Mixing.
detailed.
Palate is
Yeah, he's super funny.
awesome.
Man.
Great.
Awesome.
Did anybody else get Tenebee vibes from him? Did he not remind you of Tenebee?
Yeah.
He reminded me so much of Tenebee.
You talking about physically?
Yeah,
Looking at him?
physically and the way he spoke, and just how you could just tell, like
Little bit.
he's going to tell you the truth. And Tenebee is the exact same way.
Yeah.
Just ice cold.
Yeah. No, I don't. That's funny. I like. Yeah, cool, man. This
Yeah.
could be a lot of fun. Well, I hope he's impressed by my milk and cold.
What are you doing?
He did not sound like he was going to be thrilled about it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have him hate it.
And now I want one of those shakes he talked about from
Portillo's.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the cake. Have you had?
spot.
Oh man, that is the best shake I've ever had because
That's your
there is
dream,
a
huh?
chunk. There's a chunk of cake at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds disgusting. There's
Oh
a
my
chunk
God, are you
of
kidding
cake at
me?
the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, gross.
And if you're
Somebody
lucky, it goes to
stole
the
it.
straw
Soaked
too.
up with the-
Lordy,
You
look
need to
who's
talk to
horny.
Chris, Marnie, because that's basically what Chris is going to do, give or take. That sounds so gross.
Yeah, I'm going to take a big
Delicious.
slab of birthday cake, put it in a bowl, pour some ice cold milk over it, let that sumbitch soak, and then eat it with pleasure.
With great pleasure.
It's just great pleasure. Ice cold milk and an ice cold piece of cake. Now we're talking heaven. I eat it until I get sick to my belly.
Can we get video of you just
We'll
going?
have a lot of vendors offering their goods and services to him.
Yeah.
I am sure.
Oh, buyer
Although
beware.
with fingers
Yeah,
crossed,
exactly.
right?
Buyer
because
beware is right.
He
Well,
is
we kind of
honest.
feel that way. I think we've all expressed that about the foods at the state fair.
I got to know if Gavin likes this guy's show or not.
I bet he does.
I bet he does.
yeah.
Gavin's that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
guy, right?
We got to get Gavin out to the fair. Let's have him come at
make
6
him-
o'clock on Saturday. Let's have Gavin out there.
I'm going to text him right now. Wake him out of bed. He's always so wasted this time of
Yeah,
day.
yeah, he's always.
Dude, and by
loves
the way,
CAO.
shout out to Chef Reactions for, he went, 15 minutes? Didn't say the
Didn't
F
cuss.
word once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not one
His
time.
Is that what he's known
videos
for?
are, he can, it's,
Yeah.
it's the
He's-
internet.
It's TikTok.
He can say whatever he wants.
can
So
he
slings
can
the F
sling
word
it,
quite
yeah.
frequently, but look at the guy be a pro for 15
Yeah.
straight minutes.
Yeah,
he knows
he
what
was
he's
great.
doing.
Yeah, I
Not
had my
even
hand
hints.
on the dump button
Same.
for like about 3 minutes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, he's got this.
He's got it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. God, I wish I had a stand-up video game in my basement. I
Yeah,
want a
you
pinball
can buy
machine
'em.
now. I know.
Talk to
pinball
Charge. Charge
machine
did the
for
deep dive
sure.
on pinball a
Did
year
he?
ago. Yeah.
Man,
They're expensive as
I
hell.
know
Yeah,
they're
they
expensive,
are.
especially if they break down.
Roser, when I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yep.
they had a Foo Fighters pinball machine, a Led Zeppelin
man.
pinball machine, and an AC/DC pinball machine.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the Foo Fighters one was so much fun because, like, when
They're
you
playing the music?
yeah, play the music, and then if the ball went into this certain hole, they
Right.
would get in their van and drive to a gig. It's just the coolest ever, man. I'm obsessed now.
Was it a newer one? Or was
Yeah,
it-
yes, this
so
one was
it's-
brand new. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
They're the best.
Well, you've been looking for things to buy, Hawk.
yeah,
There you go.
I love buying things. I do.
The Foo Fighters pinball machine, $7,000.
I was saying, I thought it'd be
Well,
more
give
than
me
that.
two of them then.
You know what?
never
That-
mind.
Anybody else want the other
That's
one?
must
way
be
less than a
used.
car.
$9,000.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like
Yeah.
enough.
Hey, Rosie.
Yes, sir.
Before we get a break, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I got my boy Derek over here loading in old episodes of the Power Trip Morning Show. And he loaded in an episode from July of 2006.
Okay.
I don't remember this at all. Corey, your memory's as bad as mine now, so you probably don't. You went to the All-Star game in Pittsburgh.
I did Joe Mauer's first All-Star game.
Okay. Do you remember the special thing about your bedroom or
Yes.
your hotel room? What was it?
It had a, it was the worst hotel room I've ever been in my life. It was a last-minute decision to go there. It was in a basement near the boiler room, and they had a hot tub in there that looked like
In your room?
next, like the second, I'm using air quotes, second bedroom was a hot tub that you could not have paid me enough money to venture into. I mean, I can't
Was
even.
it not a heart-shaped jacuzzi?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
You stayed in the slut room.
By yourself?
It
The Jack Dawson slut room?
was.
Yeah, you did. You stayed in the slut room.
Disgusting.
My gosh, that was July of 2006,
I was
man.
with Tom Ryther, the photographer, and I said, "You got
You
to
guys
come down."
both fit in there?
No. He had his own room.
Was he in the row zone?
No, he did not. He had his own room, and I just went.
Kiss me.
And this
I
was
remember
before-
when he specifically said, Mark, I forgot a bathing suit. And you
Yeah,
said, don't worry about it.
I got you.
the saran wrap.
I remember he had HR on speed dial.
It was, wow. I mean, what do they call it when you walk into a hotel room and you get the light? The
black
blue
light.
The black light.
Oh, my God.
I
Grody,
thank
can
God I
you
didn't have
imagine?
that.
Hey, real quick, we're jumping all over the place, but
Sure.
he called in. Gavin Kaysen is on the phone. And,
Hi, Gavin.
Gavin.
Hold on. Hi, Gavin.
Hey, guys.
Were you listening by any chance?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how you want me to follow this.
Yeah, I know, right? Were you listening to our guests, though? Did you hear us have Chef Reactions on?
No, I didn't.
We just had him on. Are you familiar with Chef Reactions?
I am. Yes.
He's coming to visit us at the State Fair this Saturday.
That's what I hear. So where's he going to go eat? Because I know that he sent out a tweet saying where he should eat because I got tagged in a lot of the responses for the restaurants, for Spoon and Stable and Mara and Demi, and then the bakeries and everything. So what's going on?
He wouldn't say because I asked him specifically. I'm like, I bet you got hammered with Gavin Kaysen spots, and he said he doesn't want to say because I think he wants it to be a surprise and doesn't want to draw a crowd. But my guess is a lot of your restaurants are on his list, but he wouldn't say his basically restaurant set list for the week. So we don't know.
Well, I mean, he should probably show up. We had the pleasure of cooking for Metallica while they were in town, so why not Chef Reaction?
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Do you like his show? Do you like that kind of thing? Does it make you giggle?
It's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, and I think there's a lot of things too, like the ones that I've seen where he's watching it, and I have similar reactions. Like, why would you do this?
Yeah,
I just don't understand. I mean, the guy has a brilliant gig. I love it.
Oh, that's great. And you know what? It sounds like first of all, it sounds like he gets terrible death threats, which I hate to hear that. But it also sounds like he doesn't really care to be famous. So he's the perfect guy to get famous for something like this because it doesn't seem like he cares about it at all.
Yeah, and what I love about the show, or like the little gig that he does on social media with it, is his reaction to what these people are cooking. It's not only what we're all probably thinking, right, collectively as humans, but to then be able to go on and articulate it in a way that he does to make everybody laugh is pretty awesome. So I hope he has some fun at the state fair and eats really well. I wonder who's going to give him a tour at the state fair. That's what I want to know.
Don't know.
I don't know.
Are you volunteering?
I mean, I would throw it out there if he wants to go to the state fair with me. I got a few places we can hit.
What's your go-to item?
It depends. Sauce. I mean, I like a lot of the stuff that people are doing that's also new besides the classic. Like I know Yi is doing this fried purple sticky rice this year at the Union Mung Kitchen, which looks awesome.
That sounds good.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to try some of those new things. And then there's always like the classics that I love. But like I'm always like the sucker for Martha's cookies, right? And then do you do corn dog or is it a pronto pup? You have to have both. The corn on the cob is always a must. And like simple things, bacon on a stick. I know it's classic and silly, but it's delicious.
Yeah,
it is
well
so
said.
good.
No. I appreciate that, Gavin, that you can come down to our level.
Yeah, thank you, Gavin.
Oh, come on now. I love it. You know what we're doing at the bakery, actually? We're doing these things called a crookie. So we took a croissant, and we baked a chocolate chip cookie inside of the croissant, and then we baked another chocolate chip cookie on top of the croissant. Come on. And you can buy a whole bucket of cookies at the bakery. Right?
Where could we find that if I don't know, somebody bald and overweight was looking for it?
Yeah, they're all at the Belcourt. Yes, you can go to any of them, and you can go online. You can buy them online. You can get a bucket. You can walk into the store. I mean, Sauce, there's no way you're buying one, so you can go and you can buy 3 buckets. It's fine. We won't tell anybody. They're so good. Like,
well, hang on, Gavin. Here's the trick, though.
Yeah.
Let's put your money where your mouth is. Bring him to Chef Reaction 6 o'clock Saturday night. Let's see if he likes him as much as you like him.
Oh, you want to? Okay, well, that's fine, except I'm not in town Saturday night. So I'll tell you what, why don't you buy them and bring them over?
I'll bring them over.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Gavin, you're the best in the world. Thanks for calling in at the drop of a hat like that. We appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
You got
Bye,
it.
Gavin.
Yeah, my pleasure. Talk to you soon, guys. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Chef Gavin Kaysen.
I love that guy, man.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
How weird.
He's such a great dad, and he's such.
And he grew up with Parrish.
So busy.
How weird is it that they grew up together?
I know, isn't it?
I know.
How
And then he
ironic,
cooked for Metallica.
I know. It's a small world, but I'd hate to paint it.
Yeah, man. He's as down to earth as it gets.
Anybody know whose line that is?
No.
Bob Ross.
Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright.
It's a Stephen Wright line.
That's a great
Sounds
line.
like
a good line.
Gotta say it like him.
Headlines
I know.
next. Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
It's Game 3 in the preseason as the Vikings head to Lincoln Financial Field to take on the Eagles. Saturday on the radio home for Minnesota Vikings football.
Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Sign up today and get internet with a price for life. Keep your internet service monthly rate for as long as you keep your plan. Internet service monthly rate subject to continued plan availability.
feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, this is Jeremy with Unique Classic Cars in Mankato. Do you currently have a classic or muscle car, but maybe it hasn't been on the road for a few years because it needs some work? Maybe it needs a complete restoration. Either way, we can help. Call 507-386-1726 or go to uniqueclassiccars.com.
Hey, 952-0-RES. That's the name and number you got to remember. If you need your carpets cleaned any time of the year, but specifically this time of year as summer is wrapping up, unfortunately, a good time to hit the reset button on your home, your cabin, your business. Get the place cleaned well before winter sets in and we kind of hibernate for 5 or 6 months. How about as the kids are heading back to school? A good reminder that the door that has been swinging open all summer long has been letting in dirt and dust and dander and allergens and all this other stuff. Well, why not get rid of it the right way, the zero-res way? They can clean your carpets, your rugs, your air duct system, upholstery, tile. They can do it all and get you a sick deal because they like KFAN listeners. If you ask for the KFAN special at 952-0-RES, they'll clean 3 rooms of carpet the zero-res way for just $119. No harsh chemicals, no shampoos. It's just their ZR water that leaves zero residue. And you can also take 20% off any air duct cleaning package. 952-0-RES or zeroresminnesota.com and just mention KFAN.
Standard Water repairs foundations. Cracks in your basement walls, bowing walls, or settling foundation? Standard Water is the foundation repair expert since 1977. Free basement foundation repair and waterproofing estimates at standardwater.com. Standardwater.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Super Wade.
Call me Suede. Oh, boy.
Yes, it's Suede, strange visitor from another planet with powers and abilities far beyond those of normal men.
Wade!
Able to fix your broken air conditioner faster than a speeding bullet.
Pronto arrives within 24 hours or pays you $100 for every day you wait.
Ooh, Suede.
Fighting for truth, justice, and the fastest AC repair.
Go to prontoac.com.
You're free now. Free to fill your feed with impossibly chonky chonkers. Free to be everything you imagine, and then some. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
It is back to school time right now at Shields. And I remember growing up in Minot when I was a kid, the most pride I felt was when I had a new backpack and a new pair of shoes and I was starting the school year. Those were such great days. And Shields has a huge selection of backpacks and shoes and clothes and hoodies and everything right now for boys and girls, kids of all ages. North Face backpacks, those are so big right now, tons of different styles and colors, and it's just such a great feeling to head to your first day of school looking good and feeling great, and Shields can help you get there. Locations in Eden Prairie, Rochester, Mankato, St. Cloud, and Fargo.
5 years, no interest, or save 25% off industry best Elements windows. Go to buildersandremodelers.com.
From the 651 Carpets Plus, home of the Next Day Install Studios, this is the Power Trip on FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Welcome back. Power Trip Morning Show, 8:35. It was a lot of fun. Again, props to Zacho for making that happen. And come on out to the State Fair on Saturday night.
Yeah, meet him.
Yeah, and say hello to Chef Reactions.
So, normal Power Trip crew, about half the show.
Oh, is that right?
Will be there Saturday night from 5 to 6. And then obviously they can hang out and meet Chef Reactions as well if they want from 6 to 7. And then basically the half that can't make it outside of a couple are going to be the following Wednesday. What do we saw? 6:30 to 8?
Yes, sir.
6:30 to 8. So 2 Power Trip shows. Hawk, you can't make that one.
I cannot. I'm getting a physical.
A week from tomorrow, but the
why do I find that funny?
Vast majority of us are this Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. at the State Fair. And then, I don't know, 6 or 7 of us will be next Wednesday at the fair, 6:30 to 8.
I will never go back to another fair.
Well,
oh, that's too bad.
See you Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, should we do some headlines here or wrap up the old Power Trip for a Tuesday?
So let's do it.
Now it's time for
Headlines brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric. Got the solar panels put on yesterday. Wolf River Electric. If you want to go solar and get solar panels, just like I'm doing, I guess or technically did yesterday. Wolf River Electric's the way to go. Shout
Are
out
you
to
up
those
and
guys.
are you fired up and like connected? I mean, literally connected.
They connected it yesterday. They're coming out and finishing whatever they have left today. But it was crazy watching them do it. It looked like they were rappelling. Right? I mean, they had...
down the side of your house?
Yeah, the side of the what is that? The west side of my house, the roof line is pretty steep. So they said they had to kind of connect to the top. And it looked like it was dangerous as hell, but it looked like they were Sylvester Stallone and Cliffhanger.
Oh, great film, right, Hogs?
Oh, man.
So, hey, they're pros. They're doing what they're doing.
Do the solar panels always face a certain direction to get the most sun? South or west?
Exactly. They picked that side of the house, and I said that's the side I would have picked anyway. So if that's the one that has the most sun-facing spots, great, go for it.
Can't wait to hear about it.
I didn't ask a lot of questions. I just said, you guys know what you're doing. I will trust you guys.
When it all falls apart, we're all going to his house.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm connected to the sun.
You are, man.
But again, Marnie, now my house technically is only going to really get powered for the next couple billion years. After that, the light source is going to be gone, and I'm on my own.
Will it almost be like you're outside?
Oh, I'm not going outside.
Yeah, why would he do that?
I'm not sun-powered, but my house technically kind of is. Rosie, let's start with this. R.I.P. to Phil Donahue. We started the show with this, but he died Sunday at the age of 88. His show went national in 1970, ran until 1996. Phil Donahue.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when these stories hit and you go, oh, man, Phil Donahue. And then you realize he was 88 and it kind of hits you like, wait, I just remember him like in his 50s or something.
Yeah, man.
And growing up, watching him, he was on Channel 4. I went to a couple of his shows. He had a couple of shows here in the Twin Cities at what was then Lake Calhoun. This time of year, he taped a couple of shows out there. And, you know, he was a pioneer. He really did. He kickstarted a lot of talk show hosts' careers. I mean, when people like Oprah, refer to him as kind of the leader of the gang and someone who, is the caller there. He did a lot of controversial stuff on his shows over the years, and then of course met his wife on the show, Marlo Thomas. They were married for
44 years.
Yeah, 44 years. Yeah. What a love story. So, I'm sad to see that, and but at the same time, a hell of a life, and quite a pioneer in daytime television, to say the least.
Did he influence your career?
No.
In no way?
No.
Not at all?
No. I was...
So fair to say he had zero impact on your life?
Yeah, I'm reading book. You're looking live now. I'm reading the book on the history of the premier pregame show, the NFL Today, with Brent Musburger and Phyllis George and our late friend Irv Cross and, of course, Jimmy the Greek Snyder and all their backstories. And a lot of people I know in that book and I've met, and those are the people who influenced my career. What are you talking about?
Oh,
anyway,
he's reading a book.
Oh, you're just reading a book? Oh, okay. Anyway, those are the people that you're looking live.
This continues to get depressing, but more details are coming out about Matthew Perry's death.
Oh my God!
We heard about the 3 shots of ketamine, and the third one that Matthew specifically requested for a quote big one.
Right.
So that's not good. How about this? Matthew Perry's assistant found him unconscious at least twice in the weeks before his death. So this was not just a one-off either. It sounded like this was a building problem. Big time.
How many people now are supposedly involved in this? 4 or 5 people?
I don't know.
It's not good.
No, not at all.
But it sounds like, as tragic as it is, this was going to happen. Whether it was those people who provided it or
Sounds like he
some
needed
other
some better
friends.
friends.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
It's very sad.
According to a new poll, how many people go out of their way to actively wash their feet in the shower versus, just letting the soap and the water do its thing on its own? What percentage of people actively wash their feet
In the shower.
In the shower.
Wow. I don't know, 15%.
10.
Yeah. You guys are both thinking along the
Do
same
you
lines.
guys?
Yeah, I mean, a long way to reach.
It depends.
I will exfoliate sometimes, like my heels, my
But that's
big
out of the shower, right?
toe.
Or
No, in the shower.
Okay. All right.
Don't worry about what I'm doing in the shower, Rose.
I'm not worrying about it.
I am. I'm very worried.
Chris is.
Yeah, that's all I
Rosie,
think about.
wondering and daydreaming and worrying are all different
They're
things.
all
Shower
different.
reaction.
Marnie, I find you fascinating. I would say, unless I think they're crazy dirty, I don't go out of my way to do it. But
No.
if they get dirty, then yeah, I'll get in there. But 60% of people said yes, they do.
I don't believe it.
60.
60. Come on.
37% said absolutely not. They just let the water run over them. And then there's a couple people that are torn.
Well, if you're
I'm in the once in a while category. I don't think I ever go out of my way to do it.
Can that percentage of Americans reach their feet?
I was going to say.
Yeah,
That might be
well said.
That's a fair point.
There are
Well said,
7
Bugs.
of us in these 2 rooms. That would be like 4 of us actively washing our feet.
I do.
In the shower.
Maxo, you were a yes?
Yeah.
Every time?
I mean, I'd say 8 out of 10. Yeah.
8 out of 10.
I didn't used to, but my feet started getting funky in my
well,
old
then there
age.
you
You know
go.
what I'm saying? So
Your old age.
What are you
So,
doing with those things?
Are you using like a body wash? Like your just basic any kind of liquid
Zach,
soap?
Relax.
yeah, just body. I don't have like special
a
foot
loofah?
soap. Yeah.
A loofah.
I got a loofah. Yeah, I got the little sponge thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not the motion I usually use for a sponge.
Oh,
Have you ever almost
You have
slipped?
2 sponges?
Zach.
I mean, that's my only issue when I wash my feet is I put soap on and I put my foot down and it slides everywhere.
Don't you
Yeah,
take
that-
baths?
Yeah? You want to come over sometime? I got a nice, deep Japanese soaking tub now.
Do you
Great.
really?
No.
I was going to say.
Oh.
I was
I'm
looking
so
at them
jealous, dude.
online and
I
I'm
love
dreaming
bathtubs all of
now.
a sudden, man. I love them.
They're fun.
Thank you.
Maybe Zach should do bath reactions and just take baths.
Bidet
all over the world.
reactions.
Or bidet reactions.
Bidet reactions for sure.
My
Good
guess
every
is-
time,
My
10
guess
out of
is
10.
his face would be similar in all of them.
Going over to the lake.
Man, these soaking tubs are sweet.
Aren't they nice?
Zach, do you wash your feet when you take a bath?
Great question.
He's too stoned.
Here you go, Marnie. Celebrate. You get the bobblehead.
Oh, what's going on?
Well, we used to have the bobblehead for if you got a good question.
Oh, yeah. Right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. You get the bobblehead.
Yeah, but what if it wasn't heartfelt when the person said, that's a great question?
If it's heartfelt or not, it still feels the same.
Oh, great.
Talk about it.
He's right. He's right about that. Let me tell
Another
you.
classic Stephen Wright line.
I've done the
I think I might have
research.
just started a church.
I've
still
done the
don't believe
research.
that's
I believe it.
Preach. Tax exempt. The world's largest 3D printed neighborhood is nearing completion in Texas.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch the videos online of 3D printed homes?
I just did this morning for the first time.
What?
I loaded in audio. Listen to this lady.
One layer at a time, Vulcan prints a full house. It goes from the front of the slab to the back for one layer. And for these homes in particular, after 10 feet of printing in a few days, you have the wall system for a house.
The concrete floors are very cool, literally. The quietness. We're right next to a bypass and you can't hear anything, so it's very quiet.
So the people that are against these rip that they feel cold, and I don't mean in terms of temperature, that there's not a lot of charm to them, that they don't have a lot of style, because this guy in the prep basically says they all kind of look like mini fortresses. But in terms of efficiency, sturdiness, minimizing waste, all these different things. They're saying, this might be the future, but this entire neighborhood 3D printed.
Because the houses they're not built with 2x4s and the typical wood that you see. It's like cement?
Yeah, it's all this 3D printed material of whatever.
Wow.
And it looks like a log cabin with just layers of icing, but the icing is some kind of a concrete mix or something.
Yeah, I believe it's reinforced or something.
Okay. It's just crazy to watch.
How much did you pay for a concrete mixer?
A lot of money.
Yeah, this is
real.
sweet core.
Yeah.
Would you live in one?
How long?
I mean, I'm not going outside either way. What do I care?
Right. That's sweet.
There's
I
people
bet
outside.
they're gonna keep working on these and get them to look a little bit less industrial.
Sure.
And now we're heading in the right direction.
It's like
and they're working on that.
It's the equivalent of a Gordon Gekko or Zach Morris cell phone, right? Like they got better.
Gordon
Yeah, of course.
Gekko cell
That's
phone.
a really good way, though.
The best.
That's a good way to say it. You're right. They'll get better as they go.
Yeah. A man has broken the record
Biggest wiener.
for most Guinness World Records.
Oh.
I was waiting for that.
I have no idea what records he broke, but now there's a man that has the most records.
Button bar, I was waiting for that.
The record for most records.
Bono is the record.
18.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
You have
Got it.
No,
60.
I don't even know how many he has or what it is. So maybe
How
somebody can look it
obscure
up. That's
most
just the
of them
headline.
are.
Yeah.
Don't know. Doritos has created, quote, zero gravity chips for space travel. And they're making some available if you make a donation to St. Jude's.
That's a good bit. That's a good bit.
All right,
Zero
that helps.
gravity
Yeah.
chips.
That's from
Doesn't
Marlon Thomas. There
everything
you go.
become zero gravity when you're in space?
You just blew my mind.
Yeah. Give me the bobblehead.
Yep. There you go. Whoa.
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 Come on.
Everybody be cool now.
Everybody take a deep breath.
And you guys are
Rosie,
idiots.
I'm sorry.
You're so right.
I'm sorry, Martin. You're a professional.
Yeah,
You're
right.
a pro.
Rosie and I are so
Martin.
sorry
Thank
to
you.
you for the way people act.
It's just it's like when
We
you hit
come
the
in
knee
here
at the
and-
doctors. It's just a reflex, Mark.
Chris, you mentioned earlier to start the show that it's National Radio Day. It's
certainly
also,
is. Is it really?
yeah, it is, whatever that means. It also is National Bacon Lovers Day.
Damn right.
Every day is.
Man.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
Bacon whales.
Oh, this guy has 181 records, by the way.
Damn. Do you know what most of them are?
I'm trying to look it up right now. It's
A lot of U2 and Rolling Stones. Nobody? Okay, thanks.
Oh, really?
Man, I love bacon.
most
Yeah, bacon
vinyl. One of them is the most vinyl records smashed in 30 seconds. He broke
Wow.
55 vinyl albums in 30 seconds.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
How?
Exactly.
Where did he get that many Train albums? I did it again! Yes!
Yeah, brilliant.
Just piling on.
I love Train.
Speaking of great musicians,
Thank you.
Take a bow.
in 2001, Rolling Stone magazine claimed this person is the greatest frontman in the history of music, and he turns 54 today. 2001, Rolling Stone,
Tommy
greatest
Lee.
frontman. No, frontman.
Milford J. Vanilli.
Nope. Greatest frontman in the history of music, according to Rolling Stone. He's 54.
He's 54.
Chuck D.
John Bon Jovi.
No,
So he
he's
would have
older
been
than that.
34.
John Bonus.
31.
50,
Hold on.
who's
Axl
my
Rose?
age? No, he's older than I am too.
Chad?
Not Chad Kroger.
Chad Abbott.
Scott?
Um,
And he's still with us.
Only
Pearl Jam.
50.
Eddie Vedder.
Only 54.
Come on, Sauce.
It's not
Dave
Dave
Matthews.
Matthews.
Dave Matthews.
Is it really?
No, come
His
on.
birthday's in January.
Know that?
Yeah, of course.
54.
Master P.
So he was 20.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst. Fred
Oh,
Durst.
you liar.
Fred
You
Durst from
stinking
Limp
stinker.
Bizkit turns 54
You
today.
got me. I thought that we were. You stinker. You really got me on that.
Fred Durst. Happy birthday, Fred Durst.
Is he not
Freddie.
considered a good front man? What do you mean? Why would he?
Well, he actually is, but I just made that stuff up about
Yeah.
Rolling
He's the lead
Stone.
singer
He's
of
great.
Limp
Oh.
Bizkit.
Oh,
He did it for the Nookie. you
He
know?
did it all for the Nookie.
Yeah, he
that's what I'm saying.
wails.
Relatable.
All for the Nookie.
He needs something to break, by the way. Like
He's
records.
just having one of those days,
God,
man.
that song wails
Yeah,
so
they all
hard.
do.
Oh, my God.
They all
I
do.
listened to a lot of that
Deep breaths.
song. Ooh.
All right, anyway, you said you had some other stuff?
He listened to you. He took
Oh,
your
you.
I did.
Hoo-hoo.
The rest of this
Those are
stuff isn't
very
very good,
weird
by the way.
noises.
Garbage. Shannon Sharp is on ESPN. He won a iHeartRadio award.
Oh, he did?
He
For
did?
what?
For what?
I don't know. It's just in the background of his.
Oh yeah,
bid.
look at that in the background. There's an iHeart Award, and he's not kidding. I thought you were just saying breaking news.
Yeah.
But behind him, Chef Reactions has an NBA Jam arcade and Simpsons arcade. Shannon Sharp.
There it is.
Do you know what the number one qualification to win one of those is?
Oh,
you don't work here.
Right. the most likely way you win an iHeart Music podcast award or radio award is getting paid $1 million to do a podcast and not work for the company. Chris is 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
Best sports podcast award.
Yeah.
Is that what he won?
Yep.
Dear God.
Kidding.
Are you out of your mind?
for what?
Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the one that
I
had-
mean,
what's his face on?
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That
was nuts.
That kicked off a whole year of chaos.
Yeah, it sure did.
Cat
I hope
Williams,
that
man.
award
I love
that is
Cat
behind Shannon Sharp is worth $50,000. I hope they paid $50,000 for that statue.
Oh, and
for
by
the
the way,
actual item.
They need to talk to you after the show, Sauce.
Why?
Because they're going to buy more trophies for people.
So we're going to have to let you go.
Yeah.
No, don't let me go
Well,
yet.
more people that don't work for the company need to be rewarded and recognized for their hard work.
They wouldn't do that now. This time of year, right before the fair. Come on.
Oh, brilliant.
Lordy, Lordy. All right, let's go.
Somebody,
God.
did Bonus text you? Is Bonus texting you the lines he'd use?
Anyway. All right, Chris, you said you had
Yeah, I
something.
do. A hospital in Georgia is being accused of losing a piece of a man's skull
Gee.
after removing it during surgery for a brain bleed.
Rosie.
What the hell?
Why are you laughing at that?
I'm not laughing. It's.
They fixed Fernando Cluster with a synthetic piece after misplacing his skull fragment.
Where'd that thing go?
Sounds like an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
They got various contradictory messages about why surgery was postponed, and ultimately Emory told them that they had lost and misplaced a part of his skull. It's mind-blowing, literally.
Well, the guy's last name is Cluster. This is an absolute cluster.
It is.
Bleep.
Yeah.
How do you lose a piece of a skull?
You got to think somebody threw it away accidentally.
Yeah.
Right?
If they threw a piece of Sauce's skull away, it would be like that scene where Fred Flintstone's car flips upside down.
Like, hey, guys, we got a new skate park.
it's a half pipe. No, that's just his cranium.
Is this one of those new 3D printed homes?
Oh, my poor fat head.
It'll look good in the Smithsonian, though.
Yeah, it certainly will.
Right next to the dinosaur.
Medical marvel.
That's a scam anyway. Carl Everett was right.
Is it really?
Yeah, the dinosaurs never existed. It's just a hoax. It's a conspiracy. They just
What about all of the bones?
They just buried them all.
They found more
did it.
footprints this last week.
No, they
Rain.
didn't. It's part of the ruse, Rosie, you gullible son of a bitch.
I love all that dinosaur stuff, man.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
T-Rex.
Oh, my God. Way to go with a cliche classic.
What am I supposed to say?
Brontosaurus?
Brontosaurus?
Which I don't even think is a thing. I think it's probably actually a brachiosaurus.
What's your favorite? Now tell us more, Dr. Ian Malcolm.
I learned that from
good one,
Dr.
dude.
Ross Geller on Friends, who's a paleontologist.
Yeah.
Favorite dinosaur? Maybe, I don't know, Triceratops or Stegosaurus. One of the classics, but not
Classic.
T-Rex. Come on.
T-Rex are the best.
Get it on, bang a gong, T-Rex.
Great song, right, Hogs?
Pterodactyls are
What are you talking about?
badass.
What?
Velociraptors.
Yeah.
You lost a raptor?
Yeah. Well, it'll show back up.
Hey, Marnes.
Yep.
It's cool. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, Marnes. Hey, Marnes, you're going to get a text later today because you and Chris will be in the wild card game on Friday. We have a couple of ideas for a format, but you are involved. You're playing for your tournament life on Friday.
Wow.
So
I'm
you're
going to come in just cool, calm,
maybe.
and collected.
We'll see. That's
No, you
Friday. We'll break that down later. We're back tomorrow, 5:30 to 9. 9 to noon is next.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abba-Dabba. Love you.
Otherwise we'd fly away. Something got a hold on me,
Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Sign up today and get internet with a price for life. Keep your internet service monthly rate for as long as you keep your plan. Internet service monthly rate subject to continued plan availability.
That's Traffic on the Fan. Traffic is sponsored by the Minnesota State Fair.
It's the 12 best days and nights of summer. The Minnesota State Fair is August 22nd through Labor Day, September 2nd. Don't miss food, concerts, animals, midway rides and games, and more. Get tickets at mnstatefair.org.
By the Yard invites you to shop before the State Fair. Beat the rush by placing your order today at By the Yard's showrooms in Jordan, Maple Grove, and Woodbury, or online at buytheyard.net. You'll love By the Yard's maintenance-free outdoor furniture with new items and over 400 different style and color combinations. By the Yard outdoor furniture is made in Minnesota from recycled materials and backed by a 35-year warranty. Order early, save now at buytheyard.net. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
We're back, baby. St. Paul Saints baseball is back for another year of hilarity, hijinks, and the Twins' top prospects. Tickets are on sale now at saintsbaseball.com. Remember, fun is good. It's what we do.
Free waterproofing and foundation repair estimates from Standard Water Control. Standard Water is the Midwest's expert for waterproofing and foundation repair since 1977. Standard Water fixes all wet and humid basement issues. Free estimates. Visit standardwater.com. Standardwater.com.
At Anderson, we understand the challenges of builders and contractors better than most. Here's proof from real pros.
The best service department is the one you don't need, right? But when you do, I know they're going to be there.
The 400 series has earned my trust to the point where we have put it in our own home.
When somebody says Anderson, everybody responds quality.
Helping builders and contractors craft their legacy. Anderson, the #1 trusted window and door brand. Claims based on 2022 Anderson brand surveys of U.S. contractors and builders.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you also know we have the best prices guaranteed every day? Pet food, wild bird food, automotive, hunting, fishing, farming, you name it. All your everyday essentials, all at the best prices guaranteed. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Looking for windows that can handle the Minnesota heat? Paul Allen here, talking about Renewal by Anderson. To help minimize those hot spots in your house, their windows are custom built to within 1/16 of your opening. Their window frames are made of their composite Fibrex material, which is warranted to last decades. Their windows and patio doors offer energy-efficient Smart Sun glass. So even in extreme temperatures, you'll get exceptional year-round comfort from Renewal by Anderson. Now through September 2nd is their State Fair sale. Buy one window, patio door, or entry door and get the next one 40% off. That's 40% off with a minimum of 4 units. Plus, get an extra $150 off each window and door with no minimum purchase. Affordable payment options are available. Call 651-240-1010, 651-240-1010. That's 651-240-1010. For offer and warranty details, visit renewalbyanderson.com.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Elf Beauty. The NWSL regular season doesn't start back up till Friday, but there's still news being made. It was announced Monday that Racing Louisville had traded captain Jalen Howell and $50,000 in allocation money to the Seattle Reign in exchange for forward Bethany Balser. Balser gives Racing the scoring help they need. She currently has 5 goals for the season and the 3rd most goals in the NWSL since 2019. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
When it comes to women in sports, Elf Beauty is all about leveling the playing field. The same goes for the boardroom, where Elf is one of only 4 publicly traded U.S. companies with a board that's 2/3 women and 1/3 diverse. Learn more at elfbeauty.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
We broadcast from the 651 Carpets Plus, home of the Next Day Install Studios. FM 100.3, KFX.
Welcome back to the show.
St. Paul, The Fan.
What you just said
9 to noon.
K-Fan is my favorite station. You're listening to my dad and Uncle Paul on the Fan.
Big boy's back. Just listen. Personal foul. Clipping.
That's a great setup, Bob. Where's Harper when you need him?
Time for 2 more.
Good stuff.
Like that. You like that.
Hey, it's a beautiful Tuesday in the neighborhood, and the neighborhood is FM 100.3 KFAM. Or as those beautiful cherubs just called it, K-Fam. Like 97.2% of the population, including all of the kids. 9 to noon is here to compete.
Get in here. I got one thing to say. This is when the big dogs come out. Okay? All right. You can't roll with the big dogs. Stay on the board.
Hey, Nordo. Hey. Did I remember to send you a text for the positional numbers for the Minnesota Vikings at cut time the last couple of years?
I have positional numbers from 2023 and 2022 in my possession in front of my face at this very moment.
The 9 to noon radio presentation hit on predicted numbers via the numbers game for the Minnesota Vikings offense yesterday, the purple offense yesterday, and we ended at 25. Now, copyright all the kids. This is in low-key fashion. With a right to change it. Not that the Eagles game, the final preseason game, the life changer for some, not that that's going to dictate and or predicate whatever is to be changed, but nevertheless, the thought process may go a certain direction. The steam may become steamy. The currently chill water eventually may boil. And Eagles land. And you never know when Eagles land. And when Eagles land, we have a way of coyly sharing when it comes to this numbers game. Now, there are some problem spots that we have in trying to get to this 53. And yesterday we addressed some of them, like Jaron Hall, quarterback. Does he stay on the active roster as the active 3? Robert Tonyan. If I missed something and he practiced yesterday, I apologize, but they like him, and he likes it here, and we like speedy tight ends, and as of late, he hasn't been practicing. So, like, feeling 5 active game day wide receivers because Brandon Powell, Jalen Naylor, and Trent Sherfield Sr., well, they all play key special teams roles. So we need to figure out how well Christian Jackson can aid on special teams, or if that's like even a thing for him. So let's start here. Go on and hit me with that 2022 and 2023 positional group finale for the numbers into the openers, if you don't mind. And good morning.
Good morning. So if we're looking at 2023, the Minnesota Vikings kept 5 wide receivers. They kept 9 offensive linemen.
9?
They kept 4 tight ends.
Yeah.
3 QB. And a total of 4 running back / CJ Ham.
And baby girls in a pear tree. All right.
So that led us, I believe, to 25.
Yeah.
A total of 25.
Yeah.
Defensively, are you ready?
Yeah.
Last year, the Vikings kept 5 outside linebackers. They kept 4 inside linebackers.
Thank you.
The interior line, I kind of grouped them all together, but it was Lowry, and it was a total of 5 with Lowry and Bullard as your D ends, and then Phillips, Tonga, and Roy as your D tackles.
Kyrus Tonga. Who knew?
Yeah, no kidding. Cornerbacks, 6.
Yeah.
And then safeties,
5.
5.
Right, okay. So what about 2022? We're trying to get these KOC takes and tells and talkers.
Well, you believe that, sometimes humans can be creatures of habit, PA.
Oh, yeah.
To the offense we go. 5 wide receivers.
Okay.
They threw a little curveball at us here. 10 offensive linemen.
Hey.
I know. Only 3 tight ends. 2 QBs.
Yeah.
And a total of 5 running backs / CJ Ham.
Holy cow. Okay.
Which I believe gets us to 25.
Okay.
And then on the defensive side of things, 5 outside linebackers, 4 interior backers. The interior D-line, again, I grouped them all together. Bullard, Notomawa, DNs, Phillips, Tomlinson, Blacklock, and Lynch, DTs. So that's a total of 6 on the interior.
It says the Otomawa.
Who knew? 6 cornerbacks.
Yeah.
And only 4 safeties, which gets you to 25.
Gets you to 25. All right.
25 and 25 and 25 and 25 appears to be the track record of this regime, PA, Donatel or Flores.
So does it go 25 and 25 in 24? Interestingly, we finished yesterday with the offense at 25 in less than ballyhooed fashion. So let's fade the music and fire up 9 to noon and get serious about this numbers game. This is
good morning.
And good morning. This is very, very serious stuff. With Jaron Hall, can they get the Green Bay game out of their head? All right. Can they get the Green Bay Packers game late in the season last year at the Palatial Purple Paradise? Can they get that out of their head? It's, my man had a chance to start. He worked all week at it. And then they played the game, and the game, otherwise known as the penultimate and the final home game, well, the rookie was so bad he was pulled at the end of the first half.
Oh my gosh.
And he was picked by Corey Ballantyne and strip sacked by Preston Smith.
Oh my gosh.
Losing is one thing, but that penultimate to the 2023 was a bad day for Jaron Hall. Can the constituents who matter most get that out of their heads? Because if they can't, then Jaron Hall will be on somebody else's practice squad or somebody else's active 3. Ben Gessling, the scribe who covers the Vikings for the Star Tribune and StarTribune.com. And don't forget about the newsletter.
Here we go, Paul!
One question for him, would it simply be, has Jaron Hall done enough in camp / the games to get that Green Bay game out of collective heads?
Right.
And I'd be interested to hear what Gessling has to say about that.
Right. So to the defense today, and we will see how far we get. It's interesting to note that defense and offense, and then we got the 3 specialists, obviously, but defense and offense, the Kevin O'Connell-led Minnesota Vikings have gone 25 and 25 and 22, 25 and 25 and 23. And the announcer, whose opinion matters none, has them at 25 with offense into the defensive prognostications today. Now, let's see. Defensive linemen. They kept 5 last year and 6 in 2022. This is perplexing.
Well, can we go? Bullard's on the team, is he not?
I have Harrison Phillips, Jonathan Bullard, Jaquelin Roy, Levi Drake Rodriguez.
Oh my gosh.
Jerry Tillery. Dillery Doc. Somebody might get cut, not have enough money to buy a clock. Phillips, Bullard, Jaquelin Roy, Levi Drake Rodriguez, and Dillery Doc.
So that's a total of 5.
So that's 5, but I don't know what to do with Jonah Williams, the former Ram, the free agent.
I heard he was turning heads early.
And he was also turning heads at Cleveland a little deeper in the game than I thought he would.
I always love that one.
So I'm going to stick right there for a second. Jonah Williams, I'd put him on the higher side of the 50-50 bit. if they indeed listen, Phillips, and if I'm missing somebody here, by all means, slide him in.
Well, after that, I mean, you're talking Jalen Redmond.
Yep. No, I know the roster, but I'm just saying if something, Jonah Williams would be the one.
That would be the only one that's
Phillips, Bullard, Jaquela Roy, Levi Drake Rodriguez.
Gotta have him.
Gotta have him. He twitchy. Jerry Tillery. Outside linebackers. All right. 5 last year, 5 the year before. I'm saying 6.
Whoa.
Grenard, Dallas Turner, Patrick Jones, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jihad Ward, and Gabriel Murphy.
Oh my gosh.
Gabriel.
Is Murphy practicing again? Can we get my man back out on the field?
Okay, that's my question. Is a guy like Bo Richter is being he's contributing on the field, albeit in preseason games.
No doubt.
Has Gabriel Murphy played in either of the games?
I don't believe he has.
I don't believe he has. May I ask you about Jihad Ward in terms of what he's up to?
Super physical guy. He's a big guy. He's very physical. Might not be the fastest thing in the world. Like Gilmore and Moreau and Shaq Griffin and Byron Murphy to a certain extent. He has a lot of game experience, including postseason experience.
Okay.
So Jihad Ward, I have in my super special 6. Murphy's the wild card. Now, they paid the prettiest of all pretty pennies for Gabriel Murphy. So if you put him on the practice squad, knowing that there were multiple teams you had to outbid to get him, well, does that mean even if unless there's some kind of injury clip here that's like going to last part of the season or whatever, but I got to believe they think if they put Murphy on the practice squad that there's a fair country chance they lose him.
Well, and we saw a couple of years ago when they paid a similar pretty penny to get Luigi Villain, and they ended up keeping him as part of the final 53. Didn't really work out in the long term, but they made that investment and they went out of their way to keep him on the roster.
And the LSU undrafted Tashawn Bauer. They paid a lot for him like a half decade ago. So I'm gonna stick with 6 right there. With the inside linebackers and the DBs, including the corners and the safeties. We will share that during the course of the radio show. What do the lots in life include for the Duke? The Duke is on fire. Or is it the Duke? The Duke may be fired. And Lewis Seen. I mean, those are 2 feel-good stories, and 1 L may be coming, or maybe 2. 3 inside linebackers could be the bit. What about Andre Carter? This whole thing's a conundrum. Jihad Ward is a very, very physical man. Timber Tech, thank you very much for What's on Deck 9 to Noon. Nordo produces, and I'm Paul Allen. This is KFAN.
This is 9 to Noon, live on iHeartRadio and KFAN, The Fan.
Hey, Minnesotans, there are some new changes to the Move Over law, which now requires drivers to slow down and change lanes when approaching any vehicle with hazard lights on, not just emergency or maintenance vehicles. Can't change lanes safely, you must slow down.
A message from the Minnesota Department of Public Safety.
Hey, it's Nordo here for Prize Picks. Download the app today, and when you do, use the code KFAN. They will match your first deposit up to $100. Prize Picks, the leader in daily fantasy sports. Millions of daily active users because of how fun and exciting it is, but also how easy it is. You can set your lineup on Prize Picks in as little as 60 seconds. And you watch your favorite sports, right? On the Fan, we're very local focused. You know everything about your favorite players. And all you do, you find their statistical projections. It can be points and rebounds, assists, home runs, innings pitched, goals, touchdowns, yards, all of those things. And you select more or less. And you stack those projections into a lineup, and you can stack that cash. You can win up to 100 times your money using Prize Picks. And think about turning $10 into $1,000 simply by loving your favorite teams and knowing a ton about your favorite players. You can win with Prize Picks. Download the app today and use the code KFAN. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. Pick more or pick less. It's up to you, but win it today with Prize Picks.
Coming here with a PSA from All Elements, your roofing specialist. Storm Chaser Roofing Companies follow large storms and offer to repair roofs quickly and cheaply using insurance. They often target homeowners right after a storm and pressure them to sign a contract that allows them to work directly with their insurance company. However, storm chasers are often scammers who perform poor work and leave town before the homeowner can hold them accountable. Avoid storm chasers. Go with the experts, your hometown team with 30-plus years of experience. AllElementsInc.net. That's AllElementsInc.net or KFAN.com, keyword roof.
Have a blast at Holiday with our exclusive new Gatorade flavor, Lightning Blast. And now is the right time to stock up on the Thirst Quencher. Because when you buy any 2 28-ounce Gatorades, you get the third for free. So hydrate your head off. Mix and match flavors like Cool Blue, Glacier Freeze, and Holiday's exclusive new flavor, Gatorade Lightning Blast. Give it a try. Buy any 2 28-ounce Gatorades and get the third for free. Only for a limited time and only at Holiday.
Our friends at Clear Cut Exteriors, they're located on the east side, no diggity. Bunch of hardworking guys from the east side. They want to get up on your roof and take a peek at your roof and make sure if you have any concerns that there are no looming problems that are going to stick you potentially for tens of thousands of dollars. ClearCutExteriors.com. It's an X in the web address when typing in exteriors. ClearCutExteriors.com. They will help you at no charge with that consultation for residential and or commercial roof analysis. ClearCutExteriors.com.
At Shane Company, we make finding your perfect engagement ring fun and easy. Because let's be honest, you might feel a little stressed out. We get it. That's why we do all the hard stuff. It's our job to bring you the biggest selection of beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones, so many amazing settings, and all the customization your heart desires. We've got your style and your price range covered, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Come in for a warm welcome and leave with your dream ring and an experience you'll never forget. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
At HomeWorks, making your home work means that we have the right plumbing solutions for you. Right now, get $57 off any plumbing repair. Visit callhomeworks.com to learn more.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce here for my friends at Gutter Helmet and GutterHelmetMN.com. They've partnered with Helmet for Heroes. We at Gutter Helmet in Minnesota want to give back to an extraordinary veteran that has been willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for our country to provide us with the freedoms that this great country offers. As a thank you for your service, we will be installing a Gutter Helmet system for one selected patriot this upcoming Veterans Day. All you got to do is go to GutterHelmetMN.com/helmet for heroes. You can enter until October 4th, thanks to GutterHelmetMN.com.
You're free now. Free to fill your feed with impossibly chonky chonkers. Free to be everything you imagine, and then some. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service in select locations only.
Experience fall colors like never before in St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida. Let's soak up the golden sun along the sugar white sands of America's best beaches and paddle the emerald green waters of the Gulf. Let's explore the kaleidoscopic colors of more than 30 galleries and museums and over 500 street murals. And let's marvel at fiery red sunsets all season long. Discover our vivid fall colors and plan your getaway at visitspc.com. Let's shine.
The Power Trip Morning Show.
I love them. I don't have to always agree with them, but I love them.
Tomorrow morning beginning at 5:30 on The Fan.
Thanks for listening to my dad on the radio, so we don't have to at home.
Aw.
Vikes Bites. Vikes Bites, 9 to noon, brought to you by Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed Grass-Fed Beef. You can shop online, thousandhillslifetimegrazed.com. They'll tell you, Matt from Clearwater, Minnesota, owner of Thousand Hills, he'll tell you all about regenerative agriculture. But you can find Thousand Hills at your local co-ops and also Coburn's locations. Thank you, Thousand Hills. Kevin O'Connell, speaking to the media yesterday, he said this week's going to be competitive.
This will be a competitive week. We've got a good plan in place for how we're going to go about the week and then on into the game on Saturday. and we'll get back to work here in Eagan today.
Yeah, we will. It's a week we were just doing, kind of training ourselves, knocking down to the final 53. A week from today, I believe, is cut down day.
Yes, sir.
And at that point, whether our predictions will be correct or incorrect, in the end, we'll have the final answers. Looking to that. And PA, we'll probably discuss this more with Gessling as well, but you mentioned it last segment, man. Lewis Cine, that is a talker. It's not just a feel-good story seeing a guy making plays, but that is going to be a talker as part of the final 53. Here's O'Connell talking about his game.
I was just happy to see him flying around and having fun. I mean, he was having a blast out there. The guys on the sideline were fired up for him, so really cool for Lou to go out there and do that.
And he fits into the system.
Regardless of the scheme, the hope is your players can go out and play fast, play physical, tackle well, see things, read their keys, and be aggressive to go make a play. And he did that. It's going to be one of the puzzling aspects in terms of a guy, whether it's the injury situation, and then what can he contribute on special teams, but then now even to start this camp. This is a make it or break it situation, and he's watching practices from under the goalposts. But then he shows up in Cleveland, PA, and handles business as well as you would want from a cat that is indeed playing for, I think, his Vikings life, and he's going to be one of those last roster spots that we discuss. But Lewis Cine, you talked about him yesterday. We're talking about him again today. It's one of the more puzzling aspects of what this roster makeup and how Flores might be able to use him. It's one of the biggest questions right now with the purple.
It's FILA, Fairness in Lewis Cine Act, and this comes with all due respect because I've been. I've shared publicly my adoration for Lewis Cine and just knowing some things through which he went after the Tottenham Hotspur injury and all the way back to his first training camp. And, it's just, I think he has a child in Massachusetts, and there just are a lot of things. There are a lot of moving parts in the life of old Lewis Cine. So now, you get to you get to the breadth of it. You get to the steely part of the business. And if they keep 6 safeties, the way I would look at it now would be Harry the Hitman, Josh Metellus, Cam Bynum, Theo Jackson. They're cinches. Jay Ward is as close to a cinch as you can be if he's not a cinch. Well, there we have 5. Now, the intel from producer is they kept 5 safeties last year, and they kept 4 safeties in 2022. I'm already at 5. I'm already at 5 with 22, Joshua Metellus, Cam Bynum, Theo Jackson, and Jay Ward.
Yeah.
Do they put Jay Ward in at the corner spot, and then list him as a corner? Well, that means Duke probably takes an L. Maybe Duke's taking an L anyway. So that gets us to Lewis Cine. And there honestly are only 2 ways to look at this. One is, will there be professional pride by those who found him, those who drafted him, and those who are going to be stubborn because they swear there's something inside of that young man that nobody has seen to this stage. Nobody has Lewis to this stage. And they know it's going to come out because they're seeing it in practice and meeting rooms and things like that. The next component would be what just happened in the Cleveland Browns game. Now, the hit on Huntley, that was a big, legal, wonderful hit as safeties go. We have no flags, we have no laundry on the field, we have no clipping penalties, and we have no fines. But outside of that, the interception was thrown right to him, and the blitz from the backside of the quarterback was not seen, and it was untouched. It was not Lewis, and he was untouched. So, I mean, ain't nothing easy in that rough and tumble game, but that was rather facile. So, but you have the hit, all right? That's what everybody saw, and we're going off what everybody sees. There's not enough. I mean, if you are in a crunch for an extra offensive lineman, an extra defensive lineman, you don't know what to do with the Duke. The Duke is on fire. Active third quarterback, if that's even a thing, then I would have it on the lower side of the probability that this comes to fruition. So it's perplexing. It's perplexing. And I'm not going to commit at this moment on an in or an out. But I think if you listen to the way I just kind of laid that out, those of the learned variety will have an idea which way I'm leaning.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at too, PA. I think more about, again, the utility of him as a player at this point. When you started naming some of those safeties, you're talking about Jay Ward even maybe being able to complement and contribute at a corner spot. Can Lewis effectively do any of those things? And at this stage, it's like it's special teams or bust. I would also say this, and we'll find out next Tuesday, but the key for me here, what they did with Andrew Booth. Now, Andrew was a second-round pick, not a first-round pick. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that was a statement when you're talking about the stubbornness, and they are different players. So maybe the way that they view Lewis is it certainly and probably is different than Andrew. But in the end, I don't believe that there's a fear or a hesitance to trade a guy simply because he was a day 2 or a day 1 pick.
Yeah.
So at this stage, it simply is by merit. And he has an uphill battle. So we certainly shall see. One more. Vikes Bites. Thank you, Thousand Hills. Brought to you by, let me see here, KL Audio. Adding Stephon Gilmore breeds competition.
I think guys should feel confident. We've seen some really good performances out of that room throughout camp. They've been tough to go against every day, and it's been tight coverage and a lot of activity at the line of scrimmage, press, different techniques as we're trying to, continue to be more competitive on some of those weighty down, known passing type downs to go along with the pressures and the different looks and personnel that we try to run.
The breeding of competition, and this kind of plays into the 53 as well, but really just in a vacuum, what we were talking about yesterday, PA, the head coach is kind of hitting on that there where, okay, we brought a guy in. That's a signal. That's a signal to McGlothern. That's a signal to Duke. That's a signal to a Caleb Evans that we ultimately did not see what we needed to see from this position group in totality. So this is going to make the room better, but also Evans and Duke and all of these guys are now, and Jay Ward, as we've talked about, they're now all fighting for potential competitive spots. So it's not only what they're going to do out there and practice on the boundaries as corners. What are you giving me from a special team standpoint? And Jay Ward feels that vibe with special teams, playing most of it his rookie year. What can Duke or Evans and some of these other guys do to make the team? It's going to be interesting, but certainly competitive, it sounds like, among the corners.
Well, Jay Ward is either a full special teams guy or he plays most of them. Jay Ward could be one of the 2 gunners they use each game. Now, Najee Thompson and this mysterious injury, and Najee was developing into one of the better gunners in all of the NFL.
And they loved him, right?
Right. But we haven't seen him at all. I haven't seen him at all. I think I saw him in the hallway one time a couple of weeks ago. But so now, thinking he's going to be gunner 1 or gunner 1A into the Giants game, that's the leap of all leaps ever to leap. So now you have openings for 2 new gunners. What's a gunner? Those of you looking to cultivate football minds. When Ryan Wright goes back to punt and 2-time All-Pro Sir Poe, when he snaps it back to Ryan Wright, third-year Tulane, they're the guys on the outside. The ones that try to deke those, if there are 2, they're trying to put said gunner in a vice. If it's one-on-one and they're right up on you, well, that's where you need to make that guy miss and zing down the field and stop the punt returner. And Najee Thompson got really, really good at it. So now Jay Ward, I believe, would be in that mix with Kene Nwanwu and Jalen Nailor. When Jalen Nailor was a gunner at Tottenham Hotspur, I believe it was Tottenham Hotspur. Ryan Wright, a rookie, threw a pass to him.
Yep.
And they completed a nice little hit. So you can fake with Nailor where you might not be able to with Nwanwu or Jay Ward. Okay, so now you have those 3 right there. So Jay Ward, Jay Ward's on the team. I don't even know why I put it at a 98%. So now after that, when it comes to special teams and when it comes to everything that's functioning there, that plays into Lewis Seen's inclusion on the team. That plays into Duke Shelley and Tristan Jackson. And C.J. Ham is fantastic at special teams and one of the team leaders and he's the fullback for the team. Ty Chandler and or Wanwu, what are their roles going to be? If Chandler, if like now you're going to have Aaron Jones as your starting running back. So how much when you start the regular season with this new kickoff clipping penalty, how much is it going to be Wanwu and or Chandler or Powell and or Chandler or Wanwu? Because I believe they'll put two back there. And as I'll share with Ben Gessling, I've watched a lot of these kick returns. And I mean, I might be wrong with this, but when we kick this thing open in the regular season, I think the explosive nature of these kick returns is going to rear its beautiful head all over the National Football League because ain't nobody showing anything right now. And I've seen enough in Vikings practice to know that when certain players double certain players in certain spots and they run plays and Kane gets that sideline, it's lights out. So nobody is showing anything with this kick return part of it. So I think that thing's going to explode a little bit, and I think that plays into some of the players who stay on the team, the ones that are in front of said returners, and it all plays into the numbers game, which is courtesy of 9 to noon.
Indeed. Vikes Bites. You want to go long here, or do you want to pause? I got one more Vikings talker, and then I got a couple of cuts around the league, one of which is loosely connected to a certain member of our team.
Go on with it. No, continue the segment. Yeah, let's go on with it.
No, I'm just grabbing my Gilmore audio. Stefan Gilmore, fresh to the team, PA, and he spoke to the media yesterday, and I'm just grabbing the audio as we speak. Stefan Gilmore, why he chose Minnesota?
Just the facility, how they treat you. They from the training room to the weight room, all that is top notch. So that's one reason I picked here.
And he's happy to be back with Brian Flores.
Just that, he's aggressive. He's offense is really scared to go against his defenses. So I know the disguise is pretty good. Always had a good defense no matter where he went, and I'm just trying to be part of that.
Now, one question I had yesterday when we were talking to Pete Bursich was, man, he hasn't been here at camp. What's the learning curve? All of that. Here's what he had to say in that regard.
I played a lot of ball, but you still got to put the work in. Now that I'm out here, you got to put the work in every day. So wasn't able to beat my body up much in training camp, but I'm excited to get out each and every day and put the work in to get where I need to go.
And the old guy, 33, on the verge of 34. He's out there to prove himself?
Always, man. Anytime I step into that line, I try to go hard and just to show people I still got it. Just keep proving it. Every year, just got to put the previous year behind you and prove it every year. So that's my mindset.
So the mercenary, the gun for hire, is in town and apparently ready to rock.
The one of the keys from those sound bites for me, I believe, unless I heard it wrong, was he said, I wasn't at training camp to beat up my body. Now, at age 33, to be 34 a month from yesterday, there are two ways to look at that, probably multiple, but definitely two. I'm 33. I'm soon to be 34. I wasn't at training camp to beat up my body. On the other side of it, I'm 33, soon to be 34. I wasn't at training camp, so therefore, where is my body physically when it comes to football shape into the regular season opener? And this is I'm faith before fear guy 10 of 10 times. But so therefore, I'm thinking over the course of time, those who are of the veteran variety who play positions where the legs and the hips they travel in abnormal fashion. In other words, you got the back pedal and you have the turnaround in the sprint, and then you got the hip turns. And we're not trying to sound like Vince Lombardi here, but nevertheless, with the corners, the legs and the running and the hamstring and the hamstrings and just everything that goes into it. The medical team here and the strength and conditioning team here are fantastic. And obviously, everything I'm saying right now in outsider-like fashion would be things for those in the inside that they've seen and they know and they have examples from days gone by where it's like, okay, I remember, now no two bodies are the same, but I remember when, say, so-and-so missed organized team activities and training camp through July and part of August, and then got